Welcome back to my next playthrough series. Yes, it's been a while, but we're back to a generic Aeons end. We're going to be playing against the Wayward One. So we're going to take a look at that Nemesis here in a minute. Got a couple of new Breach Mages out that I haven't played with before. And of course we have our randomized spells, relics, and gems to play with. So let's take a quick look at the Wayward One, see how it works. Then we're going to take a look at, we're playing with Jian, or Juan, or Juan, J-I-A-N, however you say her name. And then we're going to be playing with Brahma. We're going to take a look at them as well. So let's take a quick look at Wayward One. This could be a tricky one. They're all tricky, but let's have a look. Alrighty, let's take a look at the Wayward One. Starts out with 60 health. The unleash a shift position, then any player discards an aligned spell, or Gravehold suffers 3 damage. Will make sense. This is the alignment chart. Additional rule, shift position. When Wayward One shifts position, move its token from 1 to 2. So it's going to go from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 wraps back to 1, as you can see here on the chart. And what does it mean? We have now the breaches are aligned. What does aligned mean? Prepped spells or breaches matching the current position of the Nemesis or a minion that has a position are considered aligned with the Nemesis or minion. If a spell is prepped in at least one aligned breach, then that spell is aligned. All spells are aligned to minions that are not aligned. So there are some minions that have no alignment. So, and what does it mean? If it's misaligned, any spell that isn't aligned is misaligned, and misaligned spells deal half of their damage, rounded up to the Nemesis or minion to which it is misaligned. So this guy is going to be hard to damage. We have to make sure we have our spells aligned to the proper breaches when we cast them to do maximum damage or the full damage. Otherwise, we're doing half rounded up. Alright, and the setup is just basically put this chart next to the Nemesis and start it on 1. So that's all the setup. We're not doing the increased difficulty. Alright, let's take a quick look at Jian and Brahma. Alright, I'm going over this relatively quickly because we've seen this before in many of my playthroughs of Aeons End. So we have breaches starting. The first 2 are open, 3rd and 4th are aligned that way. 10 hit points, of course. Jian starts with the Moonstone Shard, gain an ether. Gain additional ether can only be used to gain a gem. 2 sparks, 2 crystals, as I bang the camera stand, of course. And she has the Black Mirror power-up ability, takes 4 charges. Cast any player's prep spell without discarding it. Then cast that prepped spell again. So you basically get a double blast of a spell. Awesome stuff. And in her deck, she's got 3 crystals, 2 sparks. Alright, let's take a quick look at Brahma. And once again, just kind of a quick overview here. With Brahma, of course, 10 hit points. Starting hand is 1 Buried Light, 4 crystals, the Buried Light spell. It's a spell, cast, deal 1 damage, gain an ether. Of course, when it's prepped to an open breach or prep breach. In hand, 3 crystals, 2 sparks, 5 charges to do Brink Siphon. Activate during your main phase. Any player gains 4 life. Really cool. And the breaches are set as such. And that's basically it for Brahma, so very quickly. Now we're going to take a look at the 3 gems, 2 relics, 4 spells available for the playthrough, randomly drawn, of course. Then we're just going to shuffle the turn order, and we're going to do the first round. Alright, let's take a quick look at what we have for gems, relics, and spells. So we're going to be starting out, we have the Dread Diamond costing 3 ether. Gain 2 ether, you may discard a prepped spell. If you do, gain an additional ether. I don't know how often we would do that. Then we have the Vodium Spike costing 3, gain 2 ether. Each ally may discard a card in hand. Each ally that does so gains a charge. I like that quite a bit. And we have the Cloud of Sapphire costing 6. Gain 3 ether. If this is the first time you've played Cloud of Sapphire that turn, any ally gains a charge. So we might be charging up our power special abilities quite a bit. Another one, we go into the relics now. Riddle Spear. Gain a charge, another charge one. Or you may lose 2 charges. If you do so, gain 5 ether. I like that. And then we have another relic. Costing 5, the Astral Cube. Return a gem you played this turn to your hand. Reveal the top card of the turn order deck. If you reveal a player's turn order card, that player gains a life. So it looks like we have a bunch of ways to get life back too. Now we're into the spells. This is a very low cost spell and I love it. Nerve Jab. Cast, deal 1 damage, silence a minion. Silence a minion means its text does not take effect that turn that it is silenced. And then we're into the 5 cost spell. Essence Theft. Deal 3 damage. You may discard a card in hand. If you do, any player gains a life. So another life gaining ability. And I love this artwork on this one. We have Fulminate. When prepped, Other spells you cast deal 1 additional damage, and it's a link spell as well. The spell may link to be prepped with in the same breach. Deals 3 damage. Love it. And finally, we have a 7 cost spell. Wow, Equilibrium well prepped. When you suffer damage, reduce that damage by 1 to a minimum of 1, and it casts its deal 4 damage, but it does cost 7. So that's what we have available. And so yeah, we're just going to get right into it. We're going to come right back. We're going to shuffle the turn order. And we're going to see if the Nemesis go on first or either of our Breach Mages. Alright, so let's get going. We're going to take the turn order deck and we're going to give it a shuffle, of course. That's what I do at the start and the end of every episode, so you know that I'm not stacking the deck in my favor or against my favor, whichever way you think I'd want to do it. Alright, let's get these shuffled up. And these are the original Aeons End turn order cards. I like them better. They have different artwork on them than the War Eternal version. Alright, shuffled enough. Now let's find out who is going first, or maybe it's the Nemesis. Oh man, the Nemesis gets to go first. Damn it. Well, no cards in play for the Nemesis, but we need to do a Nemesis card. And we get a minion coming out right away. 6 health, Blinking Terror. This minion is aligned to Breach 3. Persistent. Any player loses 1 charge or suffers 2 damage. Holy hell. That is a freaking nasty thing to get out immediately. Because we can only do, well, that die had a pip not colored in. We're going to give him a black one. 6 health. Wow. Okay, that's and that's Breach 3, so we got to keep that in mind. We're only going to do half damage to him if we cast any spells from, wow, this minion. Okay, that was it. So let's find out who is going to be up next. And we're going to have player 2, and player 2 is Brahma. So let's go over to Brahma's area, have Brahma take a turn. Alright, so we have Brahma taking a turn, and Brahma's got the Buried Light. It's a spell. Now, we don't have any prep spells, so of course we can't cast any. So we're going to prep this. Should we focus? Well, dealing 1 damage, it's not going to matter. We're going to put that in Open Breach 1. Now, we have 4 ether to spend for Brahma. And so with 4 ether to spend, I don't know. I think we might actually spend 2 ether and go ahead and get one of these nerve jabs. So that leaves 2 ether remaining. And with 2 ether remaining, I think we're going to go ahead and get 1 charge. I think that is what I want to do. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do it that way. It's going to be the end of Brahma's turn, and I'm probably playing terribly. And I don't know why I'm missing some cards here, but we'll be right back. She should be having 3 crystals and 2 sparks. Alright, so rectified, I just forgot to put the crystals into her starting hand. So she was going to have 2 sparks and 3 crystals remaining for her next turn. Alright, that was very quickly Brahma's turn. Let's go back to turn order and see who's up next. Alright, back we go to turn order, and oh man, I don't know. Oh, that's the Nemesis. Damn it! Okay, well, I am going to put, of course, the Nemesis card here so I do not forget. We have the Blinking Terror. Persistent. Any player loses 1 charge or suffers 2 damage. I think we're going to take that charge, and I kind of did that on purpose, that we just gave to Brahma, and we're going to lose the 1 charge to not suffer the 2 damage. So that's the Blinking Terror. Alright, and next, yeah, another Nemesis card. It's a power card, Quantum Maze. Power 2. If any player has an aligned spell, a player with an aligned spell suffers 5 damage? Holy God. That's got power 2 on it. Holy moly. Alright. Well, that's going to be it for the Nemesis this episode. So let's see what else we can do now with who's going to be going next. We're going to be going to player 1, and that's going to be Jian, or Juan? Jian, I'll call him. Her. Alright, or him. Him or her, I'm not sure. Let's go back to Jian's area. Have him or her take the first turn. Alright, it's the first turn for Jian, and I'm pretty sure... Oh, I can't tell. I'm not sure. Kind of looks like Jian here in the Spark spell, perhaps. Actually, kind of, yeah. Anyway, aside from all that, so no prep spells, so we can't do that. So we have 2 Spark spells. May as well prep them to Open Breach 1 and 2. And now, Moonstone Shard. Gain an ether. Gain an additional ether that can only be used to gain a gem. Well, we could use this as 3 ether, or 4 if we want to gain a gem. So 3 for no gem, 4 for a gem. I think we're going to start right out, and we're going to go ahead with the 3 ether, and we're going to get a Riddle Sphere, the relic. So we can either gain a charge, or you can lose 2 charges. If you do, you gain 5 ether. So we're going to purchase that for Xian, and I'm going to put these back in any order. May as well put them back that way. Drawing up 5 new cards, which is going to be 2 sparks and 3 crystals. Alright, that's the end of Xian's turn. Back to turn order, see who's up next. Back to turn order time. Well, we know it's just a player, so it's either 1 or 2. It's only player 2, so Brahma gets to go once more. Over we go to Brahma. Have her, yes, take her turn. Alrighty, well, Brahma here has a prepped spell, and it's the Buried Light, and it's deal 1 damage, gain 1 ether. So we're going to go ahead and fire that off. We're going to deal 1 damage to the Blinking Terror, taking it from 6 health down to 5. And it is aligned to breach. Okay, so it's aligned to breach 3. We fired it off from breach 1, but it's only a 1 damage spell. We half it and round up, so it's going to do 1 damage anyway. Excuse me, to the Blinding Terror. Alright, Brahma's got 2 sparks and 3 crystals. So for 3, we're going to go ahead for 3 crystals. We're going to focus. Breach 3. We're going to prep a spark to it. We're going to prep a spark here. So we spent our 3 ether, prep our 2. Focus breach 3, put the spell in it. So we're basically done for Brahma. We're going to flip that, put that on top in the order, flip it over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as I lose my voice. And here we go. Crystal, 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 and the nerve jab. I like the nerve jab. Well, that's going to be Brahma's hand for our next episode because she's basically finished. Back to turn order. We'll end off our episode after that. Alright, and it's the final turn order time, and of course we know that it's going to be player 1. Alright, let's get down to Xian and see what Xian's going to do. Alright, Xian's got 2 prep spark spells, going to fire both of them off into the face of that horrible minion, going from 5 health down to 3. And yes, he's aligned to open breach 3. We're firing them off from 1 and 2, but 1 and 2, you half the spell, round it up, that's 1 damage each. We have 2 sparks, 3 crystals. Very quickly, we're going to put the 2 more sparks, open breach 1 and 2. We have 3 crystals left for Xian. And with 3, I think we're going to go ahead and spend the 3, and we're going to spend it on the Vodium Spike, costing 3. It's going to give us gain 2 ether. Each ally may discard a card in hand. Each ally does so gains a charge. So we're going to try to play the charge game. And we're going to put cards back in any order, of course, that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And her next hand will be Spark, Crystal, Crystal, Moonstone Shard, and the Riddle Sphere. And that's going to be it. So we're going to wrap up our episode for today. Alright, so I'm just going to take the turn order cards and I'm going to give them a shuffle here at the end of the episode. So this is the start of Aeons and vanilla version. It's not the Legacy. I will get back to Legacy eventually. And I'm going to apologize right now because it's taken me a while to get this playthrough started. I'm not sure if I'm going to get an episode up a day. I don't think so. So it's going to come out sort of slowly. Things have been busy with home stuff. Some renovation stuff that needed to be happening here, and of course trying to get my Twitch channel up and running, which is also taking more time than I thought. I didn't want it to interfere with my YouTube, but it is a little bit. So anyway, this is Aeon's End. We are playing against the Wayward One, and so far we haven't even scratched it. We got a nasty minion out here, power card, yeah, I don't know. So thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, subscriptions, likes. We'll see you in the next episode, hopefully soon. And yeah, it's October, so it's Halloween month. So thanks so much, and we'll see you in the next episode.